Welcome back into another edition of the Final Whistle Sports Podcast. Joe and I are back. We've lied to the national media again. The public is probably calling for us to get cut, but we're still here. Came back for another episode. Been a couple weeks. Joe, how are we doing? We failed
We're
America.
good, man. We're good, man. I mean, look, I'll take the blame on this one. This is on me. Been busy, extremely busy, inside of work, outside of work, life, everything. But we're here. We're back. We're ready to talk some Ryder Cup, ready to talk some football, and much, much more. I can't wait to kind of get it in with you here and pick your brain about these Washington Commanders and how they're doing.
I don't want to talk about my Washington Commanders after that Thursday night nightmare. And I thank God I didn't have to watch the game. Thank God I had to work the night shift, and all I did was get my students giving me live updates. Oh, it's 24-3. It's 30-10. It's 40-20. It was
That's
a
a good thing.
yikers. It was a yikers to be a Commanders
Yeah,
fan.
yeah. Wasn't great, but we'll move on for that for later. So,
The Commanders are going to still beat Atlanta this week, so it's fine.
all right now. We'll talk about that later now.
All right now. All right, let's talk. We've had a couple weeks off, so the biggest thing that we love to talk about is a little golf, and one of the pinnacles of golf took place a couple weeks ago, the Ryder Cup down in Rome, down in Italy. We weren't unable to go across the pond. I don't know. I think it's south in and where I'm at, it's south. For you, it might be straight across, but Europe pretty dominant. Luke Donald, you got to give him credit. Having this job only for a year and a half as the Ryder Cup European captain, and he set his course up for success, tightened the golf course as much as possible, knew that wedge play was a disadvantage, and made sure that the course played long and penal if you weren't hitting fairways. So Europe pretty dominant one. I think it was 16. Was it 16 and a half they got, or 16? Something around there.
16 and a
Yeah,
half to
16 and a half,
11 and a
11
half.
and a half, 16 and a
Yep.
half, 11 and a half.
Yep.
Pretty
Yep.
dominant performance. I texted you and I was like, it was over after day one. It was over.
I
Swept
mean,
in
I
the
will.
foursomes. Like, go. The floor is yours, but very
I mean,
shocking.
waking up Thursday, was it Thursday morning or Friday? No, Thursday morning it was.
Yeah.
Um, Waking up to see that they were down. What was it, 4-0 or 3.5 half? Something of that nature. And you're just thinking, okay, like what's gonna go on here? I mean, it's almost a rout now at this point, and it's how can the USA potentially crawl themselves back in? Where are we gonna see an impressive comeback like the Cavs did versus the Golden State Warriors, the Patriots versus the Atlanta Falcons? I thought maybe they were gonna be able to do it, but no shot. They were just dug themselves too deep of a hole. Truthfully enough, outside of that first round, them losing 4-0 right off the bat, they were kind of dead even scoring wise if you take that day out. So they did
Sure.
kind of come back a little bit and kind of make it a respectable Ryder Cup come Sunday. And truthfully enough, I believe on Sunday there was one point where USA led a lot of the matches. Now it was only a stroke or a half a stroke here or there. And if a lot of them half a strokes would have went to the USA way, we could be having a different conversation right now saying, hey, Europe only won by one stroke. They almost lost the lead. Or wow, USA made one of the greatest comebacks ever in golf Ryder Cup history. But the score kind of tells it kind of as it is. It was Europe's to lose after day one. And they didn't. They didn't lose it and they held on.
No, and I think the biggest thing that I kind of took away was when it came to those crucial moments, Europe rose to the occasion while the US kind of faltered, right? There was this crazy stat that Azinger kind of threw out on the telecast. It was either Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember. But if it ever gets to the 18th hole, Europe has won the 18th hole. They're like plus 20 or something on the 18th hole. Some
Mm-hmm.
absurd number that they're like they win 20 points outright over the US, and I think they have the other 15 or so. Just absurd, and that kind of happened a lot, especially Saturday and Sunday, or Sunday, right? Rose made that big putt to make it a half when they were one down. Then you had a couple of instances on Sunday where Europe won, where it was all square going to the last, and Europe made a big putt or made a big play, or the U.S. kind of faltered, right? And that was kind of indicative of how it kind of started. You could see the energy that Europe really bought, and they played they played everyone. Every single player on that European squad contributed, where you couldn't say that on the American side, right? You could make the argument outside of Max Homa, Brian Harmon, and Patrick Cantlay, they really didn't do much outside of those 3 guys. Like, those 3 guys were kind of the pinnacles for the US, which you would have never have thought. Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas, absolutely abysmal outside of Thomas on the last day. Like, Spieth couldn't do anything. Thomas really couldn't do anything. And I think you gotta put some warrant on Zach Johnson, right? Was too afraid to break up that Spieth Thomas pair when you knew it wasn't working. Like, they were getting bulldozed as a team.
So I kind of actually, I mean, especially when I watched on Friday afternoon, that's when Hovland was going berserk on the last couple holes, with that charge, and Spieth actually just disappeared. I actually kind of disagree. I thought Thomas actually played solid for what he was coming in and how much backlash he got coming into this Ryder Cup. He actually played well and really stood out to me. Where Jordan Spieth almost crumbled at the point where I was like, buddy, you even supposed to be here right now? It was kind of questionable in how he was playing, but yeah, there is some extent that Saturday and Sunday kind of gig from both of them. They didn't really produce. They didn't really come out and play well. I do agree with you there. But like you said, Europe came back with when USA came back with jabs, they came back with haymakers. Man, they were coming at him hard,
Right.
especially. Like I said, it was Friday morning or Friday afternoon. I was tuned in for it then. Dropping putts. I mean, Rom had how many chip ins on Friday? I think it was 3 or 4.
Insane.
It was unbelievable. I mean, special golf to watch. But besides that, him and Hovland neck back and forth, just draining putts, draining chips, putting big shots into big plays. And then hey, big time plays make big time plays. Santana Moss.
Always got to get the Redskins little cameo in there, do you? Just to jab me a little bit more in the heart because of Thursday night. Appreciate it. All
Uh-huh.
right, so kind of self-explanatory. Europe pretty dominant. 2025 at Bethpage now. They've kind of said it's Tiger's captaincy if he wants it. You got to give it to him, right? It feels like he has to take it almost.
Tiger is gonna be captain and he's gonna play in it. He's doing both.
Oh, he's gonna be a playing captain. You think he's just gonna how he'll play what once?
Yeah, let him play once. Him
He'll
and
play
Justin
the
Thomas.
singles. That'll be it. He'll play
That's it.
singles.
I don't
That's it.
even. Yeah, put him on the last group too. Put him on the last group. So
So he
so
can
if it
still
is
go
worth
out and
something,
be a captain until he has to walk to the tee.
exactly. Just in case if it's worth something, he's like, all right, yeah, now I'm locked back in. But if it's not worth anything, he's like, all right, I'm done at 12. I don't need to worry about it. We pack it up, boys. We'll head it home. Uh, but
All right, touche.
there. I mean, USA struggles though over Europe. I don't think they've won in how many plus years now.
30 or something now. It's absurd.
Something astronomical, something wild like that. But granted, the European team right now is strong, and it's going to be strong for at least another what 4, 6 years now. I would assume with some of these younger guys.
That's
So
yeah, with how young they are now. With I mean, what they played Hoygaard, rookie, young, early 20s. Aberg, absolute stud. I mean, he's got a beautiful golf swing. Early 20s. Man hasn't even played in a major championship and helped Europe win the Ryder Cup. Insane.
yeah,
Then they've got a couple of other younger guys. It was a nice little mix that they had. And then we have Hovland, Fitzpatrick, Rory, of course, Rom. Like they blended that team really well, and they put a veteran with a rookie every time they went out, which was smart.
yeah, yeah, very smart. And I got a question for you.
Help.
After the Ryder Cup was over and Europe won, out of everybody that contributed for the European team, who do you think drank the most beer?
Oh, drank the most beer. Oh, it's Shane Lowry, baby, all day, every
Yeah,
day.
we're all in there. Shane Lowry. Did you see
Shane
him?
Lowry is the biggest hype man I've ever seen at the Ryder Cup. It's great. Man, man could didn't even he played okay, right? This week. That week he did not
They
play
so they
great.
so they he played Friday morning and won.
Yeah.
He
Then he
lost
lost
on
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning.
Then he
Let me see
won
if he
Sunday. Or
and
half. No, he halved Sunday, sorry.
and he had so we call that a tie, a squash over here. So yeah,
So
I
one and a
actually
half points. But he was the one that got in all in that big Rory deal on Saturday afternoon about the LaCava walking through Rory's line or something like that.
yep, a little more controversy with the hat tipping
And
too. Or
yeah, with the hat, and you just see Shane Lowry in the middle of the 18th fairway just screaming at people.
yeah, yeah,
Such a hype man.
love it though. It was. I mean,
Man's a
I
tank.
Yeah, I felt like the hype though this year wasn't as big as it used to be, at least. I don't know about you. Maybe that's at least the area I felt, at least around here. It wasn't as big as it usually is. And I don't know truthfully if it was because, like I said, they just dunked them such a hole right in the beginning, and
Mhm.
there wasn't the media hype around it as they continue to go. Um, I'm not too sure, but like I just feel like the hype wasn't as big this year.
Well, I think a big thing, right, is that because it's every time it's in Europe, it's so far ahead time-wise, like we're getting up, right? And they're halfway, or at least for me, being in the Rocky Mountain area, right? And still like almost Pacific time, 2 hours behind you. I'm waking up. They're halfway already through the second session. And I'm like, I don't even know what to happen. I wake up. It's like 5-1. And I'm like, well, might be over already. Haven't even watched a single shot yet.
Yeah. Or you got to go on the flip side. You don't go to bed. You just stay up for the beginning portion.
There's no way I can do that anymore. I can't do it. I can do it like one night. I can't do it consistently.
That's
I'd have to
fair.
sleep all day the rest after I pulled the all-nighter.
That's true. That's true. Because I think it started 1 o'clock here on the East Coast in the morning. And then the second session began, I think, 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning on the flip side, something like
Yeah.
that. So I was able to catch the afternoon shift, but if you want to stay up from 11 o'clock to 1, a little late
I
night
did
set.
watch the inaugural tee shot at 11, then I zonked out.
Oh, good for you. Yeah, I was fast asleep in my bed there at that point. But yeah, no, hopefully Bethpage a couple years from now, Americans will turn it around. Maybe at that point we'll have some more live players, maybe too, as well. I know that was the big controversy coming in too.
Mhm.
Should Dustin Johnson be there? Should Bryson DeChambeau be there? Phil Mickelson even. Um, Guys like them, like should they have been in the contention for being in the Ryder Cup there? And like guys like Sam Burns, Tom Morikawa, um, just to name
I
a
think
few.
the biggest thing is that the live situation helped Europe for their Ryder Cup team more than it helped America, right?
I agree.
You brought in Kepka. Kepka played. Kepka really didn't play well until his singles match. Like he lost both of I think his other matches. They got routed. Him and Scheffler lost like 9 and 7, something absurd. Scheffler's crying after getting the worst loss in American Ryder Cup history. So Koepka didn't really play well, and then like for Europe, it didn't really feel like they really missed any of their game changers, right? And Ian Poulter, Sergio Garcia, Lee Westwood, those big three names that have been major spotlights for the Ryder Cup. So I think it helped that Europe hosted and the team that won, it impacts live for them less than it did for the team that lost, right? Because you have DJ and DeChambeau on the other side that have been in decent form. Even Taylor Gooch, right? That's won 3 times on live, and he didn't. None of those three got a sniff. So
Agreed. I think they just want to try to avoid as much controversy as they could. I'm going to tell you the truth. I think Zach was a little more lenient on the PGA guys than the live guys. I get that. I do. And I felt like they had to almost bring in Brooks just because of how dominant he was in the majors this year.
Oh
And,
yeah,
if he wasn't, I would have been kind of up in arms a little bit more. I think when big time players make big time plays, Brooks Koepka is the one right there for me. But yeah, I just think the controversy thing he wanted to avoid at all costs and where he could. But, Bryson DeChambeau could have been massive in this Ryder Cup. Phil Mickelson with the veteran leadership could have been huge in this Ryder Cup.
right.
I'm just naming guys out here that naming here as well. But Taylor Gooch is another one. Won a couple times this year, looked good. Um, you know, so yeah, we'll see what 2025 brings. Beth Page. Hopefully, stuff gets cleared up a little bit.
You going? You going?
No, it's not
Is it-
bad. It's not that far. So
Not that far. You going?
I don't know. I'll think about it.
I might fly out with
Hey,
Bethpage.
it's not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
See us in 2025. All
Hey, man.
right, you ready to talk some football?
Absolutely.
All right. It's been a couple weeks. It's been a rough couple weeks for me. Uh, got absolutely blitzed by the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
Um,
What else?
uh, did not go for two when we should have went for the win. Against the Birds, so lost in overtime there.
Uh-huh.
And then my we don't talk college football much, but Notre Dame choked it away on Saturday. So great news for me. My football year's over. It's first week of October, baby, or second week. I made it a month. I made it a month. Football's over for me already.
I mean, God, look at the positives here.
I'm hurting.
Your fantasy football team's still relevant, so that's all that matters.
Yo, I'm playing well in our league. Not gonna lie. Kind of surprised. Very surprised how well I'm playing.
Nah,
I got absolutely blitzed this past weekend, though.
ah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Yeah.
How about you? How you
Uh,
feeling as a football fan?
Falcons came back. Good win this week against the Texans. Glad to see Desmond Ritter kind of shut up a few haters out there. Finally going out there throwing for over 300 yards. Actually got Kyle Pitts involved in a game, which was great to see. I was talking to a couple buddies of mine, and I said, look, when they were 2-0, I was happy, but we had a tough matchup against the Lions, which kind of didn't think we had really much of a chance.
Sure.
Secondly, had to go to London, 9:30 game against Jags. Jags are the most prepared team in London just because they play there the most. They know what their routine needs to be, right?
That
Um,
was a must win for Jacksonville too that week too.
yeah, yeah. I was kind of like, if we win this, great. But do I think we're winning? No.
Sure.
So coming back from London, I'm like, we're 2-2. If you told me at the beginning of the season we're 2-2, and that's where we're gonna be at, and I'd be like, all right, it's not bad. I'm okay with that. I said, but the next game versus Texans, we're winning. We gotta win. And what we do, week 5, pull that out against the Texans. We were able to pass the ball, move offensively as well. We need to get that run game going a little bit more, but the defense looks solid. Truthfully enough, does look solid, and only looking up from here. I was taking a look at the schedule ahead for the Falcons. Truthfully enough, hate to say it, they can win every single game moving forward. I'm been saying it.
No, you are so lying. All right, I'm pulling up your schedule right now.
All right, we'll go through it. We'll go through it.
We'll go through it. I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling it up. I got pulled
Now,
up on
I'm
my
not
phone.
saying they will win it, but it
Yeah,
is
that
winnable.
every game is winnable. Okay.
Correct. All right. So you ready?
Let's see. No, I'm still pulling it up. My phone's bugging out as always.
I mean, I could just tell you it. I mean, it's not like
No,
I'm lying to you.
no. I want to follow along. I want to feel included. We're on the
Oh,
other
okay.
we're both on opposite sides of the globe here on the United States. Okay, I'm
All
ready.
right. Week 1, Washington. Now it's week 6, but like first game, Washington. It is winnable. I think it's 50-50, but winnable.
Fair. Coin flip. 100%.
Right?
Honestly, you guys should beat us by double digits. That's my opinion, but we're gonna put something a little bit on this game for
Uh,
us this week.
so you got the Bucks. All right. After that,
Yeah,
winnable.
it's winnable, sure. Winnable.
Right?
Probably won't be favored in that one, but winnable.
No, Titans, winnable.
Yep, Titans, you don't know what you're gonna get each week. Fair.
Vikings, and you're home.
And no Justin Jefferson, and who knows if Kirk Cousins is still there.
Winnable.
Kirk Cousins might be in Atlanta by that point.
Absolutely not. Winnable. All right. Cardinals,
Winnable, 100%.
Saints. It's look, that one's a little more stretcher one, but it's winnable. It's a divisional game. Anything's possible.
And it's at home. I'll give you that. Winnable, sure.
The Jets.
Jets, winnable. Yep, because you don't know what Zach Wilson you're gonna get.
Back against the
Bucks again.
Bucks.
Bucks
Winnable.
again. Yep. Falcons.
Panthers.
Panthers, winnable.
Winnable. Colts. They might be done already. Richardson might be out for the year. Winnable.
It depends on how severe that shoulder injury is. Fair.
Winnable.
Then you got
Chicago.
the Bears, winnable. Well, I'll be damned.
It's
You are not tooting your horn. I am actually impressed.
like it's
How
look
much Yo,
nuts.
your strength of schedule's gotta be a joke though the rest of the way. You guys gotta have one of the
Oh
easiest
yeah,
schedules the rest of the way.
yeah we do. I think we're like top three easiest in the league.
That's freaking ridiculous.
But that's what I'm saying. They have the winnable
You've
games.
had two
Will
real
they?
games all year. Lions and the Jaguars.
Yeah. That's what I said. All we have to do is get through that. Look, are we going to probably split with the Saints or go 0-2 against the Saints? Yes.
Yes.
Could we split against the Bucks? Yes. Could we probably lose another game or two here and there? Like, I don't know. We'll probably lose. We'll probably lose to the Vikings just because on some dumb crap. What time's that game? 1 o'clock. Kirk's playing. He's fine. Prime time. 1 o'clock. Kirk. And we'll probably lose to like the Bears. That's a cold game. December 31st. We're not going to want to travel up there unless Cordell like has a Cordell game where he just goes off on a random, snowy day. That's the only
Right.
way. But no, I don't want to get too much caught up here on the Falcons. But yeah, they are playing decent ball. I think they had a really good
No.
chance to move forward. And right now they're in the playoff spot. So that's all I'm happy about.
All right, that's fair. I can't believe I'm saying this. I think double digits is there for the taking for you guys, 100%.
I think that's a little bit
10
of
wins.
reach, but all right.
10 wins? I think you can get to 10 out of that
Eh,
schedule.
I'll
10
stick
wins
with
puts
nine
you
and
in,
be
baby.
happy.
10's wins put you in.
Yeah.
That's
That's
probably
fine.
what the division, if you get to 10, you win the division.
Depends on what the Saints do. So that's all. Um,
That's fair.
you want to recap a little bit of this week 5?
Yeah, well, we can take a look at it. Let's see a couple of the big games that kind of took place. Joe kind of nailed it on the head. Jacksonville loves London. 2-0 this year in London. Buffalo came across the pond. Jacksonville stayed after beating Atlanta. Won another one. And I think this is a bigger thing of indication of we don't know what Buffalo Bills we are going to get on a week to week basis more than a shout out to Jacksonville, right? Buffalo absolutely blitzes the Miami Dolphins the week before, murders them, and then couldn't really do anything. Josh Allen, he was okay. Really couldn't, no run game for Buffalo whatsoever, which is usually their Achilles heel. Jacksonville, very solid. Tre'Davious White, biggest storyline in that for Buffalo. Does that really affect the secondary? I think so. Second significant injury in 3 years for him. Next one. Bill Belichick's probably quitting after this year. He's had another absolute blowout in New Orleans. Absolutely took the curtains off Mac Jones. Like as much as say it, I'm in the same fantasy league as him. Mac Jones was my quarterback 2 weeks ago, and he got me negative points, to believe it or not, in a league that you should be able to get buckets in. Let's see what else is next. We talked Falcons already. The Pittsburgh Steelers fire Matt Canada continues, yet Baltimore still Mr. Inconsistent, can't figure it out whatsoever there.
Yep.
I think the biggest storyline for me is that I've learned is that the AFC really isn't as top heavy as we thought it is going into the year. These teams that we all thought were going to be bulldozing teams really haven't done that. Cincinnati has now recovered, put themselves right back into that conversation with 2 straight victories. Joe was smart to say not to rest Joe Burrow when I was like bench him and get him back to health. What else is there?
I think the big thing though, Blaine, this week, and you haven't touched them yet, but I don't know if you're going to get to them next. The Lions. Lions have came out and proved a lot of
Lions are
haters
the third
wrong.
best team in the NFC.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't agree more with that statement right now. I mean, just the way they're playing offensively, offensive line, weapons, Jared Goff, and defense is way better right now than the good old Dallas Cowboys because the Cowboys went out there and got destroyed, got their ass handed to them versus the 49ers. Hands down. I had a couple of people call me and they go, "Hey, what do you think about this game on Sunday night?" I go, 49ers are going to smoke them. And they're like, "Wait, what? Nah, no, it's not going to happen." I go, look at the teams here. I go, all right, both teams have really good defenses. Don't get me wrong. I said, but let's look at the flip side on the offense. I said, you got Kyle Shanahan calling the offensive plays. Brock Purdy is playing exceptional ball right now. You have the best running back in the league in CMC who has scored, I think, 13, 14 straight games right now. And on top of that, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, and Deebo Samuel, just to name a few. But the Cowboys on the flip side, you got Dak Prescott, who's still turning the ball over. They are inefficient in the red zone right now at all.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have that power back. They don't have that tight end that can score the rock right now. And then you're going up now against the 49ers on national television. There's
On the
there's just
road.
on the road. I said there's no shot. It's not going to happen. Lo and behold, look what the score was. 42 to 10, 42 to 10, 49ers. And it was over by halftime. And that's it.
Oh yeah. No, as a Washington fan, couldn't have been more happier how that game went. But uh, when you're looking at it from a neutral perspective, right? You really just saw the gap of where Dallas is and where San Francisco is, right? Everyone was all over the Dallas Cowboys, especially those first couple weeks, thinking, hey, Dallas Cowboys might be the best team in the NFL. Right up there with San Francisco, right up there with Philly, right up there with KC. And then they really didn't play anybody, right? Their defense was scoring touchdowns, their special teams was scoring touchdowns. They didn't really have to be creative offensively. And then in a game where they had to chase it, they couldn't do anything. Dak Prescott pretty said it very well. Most humbling game of his career. But this is what I kind of heard on these sport talk shows, Joe, and I kind of just want to pick your brain on this. Where has there been a game in Dak's career where money on the line, he had to have it in a big time situation and he made it? I was unable to really find it in the 8 years that he's been quarterback. In a huge moment against a top tier team, in a moment where the team you have to be the guy. It really hasn't been there. Because in
It's
that
tough to say, right? Because I'm trying to think about it, and I shouldn't have to when you think about how what the media has this persona of Dak Prescott and where he should be at. I do know I don't think it was one of the last weeks of the season, and they did go into Philly, beat Philly, and I think that's how they ended up winning the division a couple years
right.
back. It's about kind of really the only one I really remember too much of. Um, but yeah, I mean, what's there to say? Dak is a slightly better version of Kirk Cousins. I mean, I've kind of been thinking that, kind of been saying that
Probably
for the
it's a very
last,
good comparison.
it's no dish to Kirk, but I mean, it's just what it is. Like,
Right.
but I think there's more troubles in paradise other than Dak Prescott right now with the Cowboys, right? I think losing Trayvon Diggs was massive for this defensive side of the ball for them. Now they lost Vander Esch, who that guy's always injured, but they lost Vander Esch as well. I think losing Zeke actually is going to hurt them, and it is hurting them as much as I think if they were able to switch roles slightly. I think if Pollard was able to take over that RB1 role, and Zeke was able to take in more the specialty role guy. I think that would have really, really helped this offense out. But I just don't think Zeke didn't want to get rid of them reins at the time. Still wanted to be kind of that back workload guy. But I think there's more going on in Paradise right now than with the Cowboys. But in my sense, the tiers are still this in the NFC. It's the 49ers and the Eagles. That's what it was from the beginning from me. And I still would be shocked right now, barring any injuries, if it's not them two teams in the NFC Championship game right now,
Right.
barring any injuries. After, though, third, I was under the impression 2 or 3 weeks ago, it was the Dallas Cowboys. And it's not now. It is not the Dallas Cowboys. It's the Detroit Lions. Lions are playing really good ball, and it's the Detroit
Yep.
Lions. Then there's another gap I actually do believe. I don't think the Cowboys are in that gap anymore. I think there's another gap. Then you got about three to four teams right sitting in that ballpark between the Cowboys, the Seattle Seahawks, and I think the Saints. I think all three of them teams all are bunched together. Have a good chance of potentially pulling, win a division, maybe getting a fifth or sixth seed in the wild card spot. Is definitely a
Sure.
potential. But that's where my group right now in the NFC and how the tiers kind of stand out. I don't know if that's the same for you or pretty close nearby. So
No, I think you're kind of nailing it right on the head there. I think there's a clear discrepancy between the top two teams. I think honestly, I think you can make the argument that San Francisco's got a little bit of a gap between Philly too. Like that's just how elite San Francisco has been the first 5 weeks. I mean, that's no discrepancy on Philadelphia. Philadelphia really hasn't had to get out of second gear yet, right? And they're still winning games. The 49ers have hit that extra gear and have shown that to everyone else, like how they did on Sunday night. They put the throttle down on Dallas, saying, "You guys are not even in our league right now." So I agree with those two. And then you have Detroit, right? I think Detroit easily could be undefeated, right? They had the Seahawks game one. If Goff doesn't throw a pick six, we're maybe having a different discussion, and Detroit's maybe in that top tier conversation, right? Then you have, I think you're right. I would probably put Seattle after that, with the Saints, the Cowboys. You could make the argument you probably may even throw right now with Baker. Tampa Bay's looked well enough to maybe warrant that conversation. Maybe they're not in it yet, but they're probably teetering on that tier, I would say. And then it comes down to the Rams offense, right? And they're probably the next team after that, I would say. So I think it's kind of interesting how the NFC's kind of separated itself, unlike the AFC side where everything's kind of been bunched together really, and there's not been a clear team outside of what Kansas City and Miami that have really separated themselves, and you can make the argument Kansas City and Miami really haven't done that either.
um, yeah, I still think the Chiefs are still a favorite. Still on
Oh,
paper. I mean, they are
100% they're the
4-1.
favorite, yeah.
I mean, you know me, I was massive on the Dolphins, still am massive on the Dolphins. But losing to the Bills the way they did last week kind of jolted me back a little bit, unfortunately, because
Mhm.
I was riding high with them. I'd still be on the train today saying that they're the favorite, but it brought me back a little bit. But no, you're right. I mean, the AFC North and AFC South only separated, I think, by one game right now in both sides. Both teams, both I think have 3-2s and two and threes.
Yep.
So it's still anybody's ball game there. However, though, there's injuries on a lot of that division, written up and down. Kenny Pickett's with that knee still kind of looks questionable. Offense coordinator Matt Canada questionable. Ravens
How,
Lamar
all right,
Jackson.
before while you're on Pittsburgh, how
Yeah,
is Pittsburgh winning at the top of this division right now? These guys cannot score if their life depended on them, and they're somehow 3-2. I honestly couldn't tell you how they're winning games.
I don't know how they won versus the Ravens. I'm kind of mind boggled. I think it was on the reverse side where Lamar and his wide receivers just dropped the ball too many times. They didn't want to
Right,
catch the ball
eight
far enough.
drops they were saying, right? Something like
Yeah,
that.
something astronomical like that. But I mean, the Steelers are going to only be able to win by literally their defense holding less than 17 points a game, and hopefully your offense scores more than that. But it's very minute or white and black offensive play calling right now, especially between Najee Harris and then the wide receivers trying to get the ball. It's just a nightmare to deal with. But like I said, that AFC North and AFC South's got a lot of injuries and a lot of question marks. I mean, Ravens Who knows right now what's going on there? I thought they
Sure.
would have. They won that game to sit at 4-1. We're having a different conversation right now, but a very bad loss in division. Browns, Deshaun Watson and Nick Chubb are injured. Nick Chubb out. Watson, I don't know, his shoulders hurt, so he could be out multiple weeks. Bengals, same thing. Joe Burrow, calf. We still don't know what's going on with that. T. Higgins now out as well. Jaguars, I don't know what the hell to take for them. They're just so hit or miss. I don't know. Like one day you get like a very good, solid Jaguars team that could compete honestly for like a AFC championship game. Then the next week, you get this team that looks like they should be a top 5 pick because of the mistakes that they make. I don't know what to say. Do you got an opinion on that?
I think there are so many teams. I think it's just not Jacksonville that they have such a Jekyll and Hyde approach. I think it kind of like that comparison is so spot on. Like how you said, like one week they could be the worst team in the NFL, and then their next week they look like they're the next coming of the Super Bowl champs. Like it's not even just Jacksonville, right? Buffalo, same freaking way. Like Buffalo's had two duds, and they've had two games where they've just blown teams out of the freaking building,
Mhm.
right? They're either blowing a team out or they're losing a game that they should have won easily. I think so. The Bills are there, Jacksonville's there. Um, Baltimore, I think, is also in that conversation of Jekyll and Hyde. And then you have, I think, even the Bengals too. The Bengals have actually started to trend in the right direction. So you would have to honestly, I would take Cincinnati over the other two that we're talking about, right? That have a better record in Jacksonville and Buffalo, because at least Cincy's been showing us consistency the last couple weeks.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know, like I said, like the AFC is so like there's so much parity there. I mean, I agree. I think Miami and Kansas City are at the front right now, but the way that these teams have played, you could flip of a coin each game. You don't know how the outcome's going to come out unless it's the
Yep.
Denver Broncos playing, right? So,
Speaking about them, before we move on to the next segment, just what is going on there? Talk me through it. Like, what do you do now? Like, what?
I mean, I think if you're Sean Payton, I mean, I think he's already been pretty open about this. He is trying to figure out why he took this job. He really is. And the problem is that the offense isn't the problem, right? The team can't stop anybody right now. Like Washington put up 30 plus on them. Miami put the 70 piece on them. Chicago put up, I mean, they still ended up winning the Chicago game, right? But Chicago put, was it 28 or 31 on them?
Yeah, I
Something
thought it was
like that.
30 or somewhere in that ballpark. Yeah.
But they're averaging like give up 30 points a game. Zach Wilson put a 30 piece up on him this past week.
Yeah.
Like this defense is atrocious. I mean, I'm surprised he hasn't fired some people already. Like the defense has been that bad. They are historically bad. And it's not I
And
don't think no, go ahead. Continue.
and the problem is, right, is that their defense is not playing well. On top of it, I don't think their offensive line has really played well at all. As
No.
every time, like I'll be watching the 4 o'clocks with the quad box going on, and I did actually have Russell Wilson for 1 week in fantasy, and then I traded him away. I mean, he's not a bad fantasy quarterback, gets you points, but either way, I'm watching him, and I'm like, Russ is just getting pressured on pressured on pressured. But then this past week versus the Jets, he's just making like stupid. But then it's stupid mistakes on him where like he
Right.
won't go throw the ball away when he needs to, right? With the amount of weapons that he has between Cortland Sutton, Jerry Judy, I know KJ Hamler's not, KJ Hamler's out, Tim Patrick's out, but they also got Marvin Mims. Like you would think he would be able to complete the hell
Mhm.
out of the ball, but no, he's not.
And they've got a couple of good backs too. It's not like they don't have pieces offensively.
Yeah, but yeah, we've been kind of talking in between myself and my buddies and stuff like that, and we were like, I mean, Sean Payton kind of in a hot seat right now. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely not. It's on a no, but I mean, it's got to be a potential.
Trending. It's trending. If you don't do
Like,
something, it's trending. I think before he even gets fired, he would walk away. You could tell how much fun he is hating life out there right now.
Yeah,
Like, and he is not like I think last week went the sack fumble right with Wilson. He got right into his grill and started screaming at him, and you could like and now like you said, I think that's more of an offensive line issue than more than anything, right? And you just trade away on that defense. They had all those pieces, right? You got Sertan on one side. You thought he was going to be a stud. Gregory, they just traded. So like they've already thrown in the towel for the year. It feels like in Denver.
I heard they're not done. I've heard rumors have it that
Oh
they're
no,
still
I've
going to
I've
be looking
also
to
heard they're
trade.
gonna blow it up. They're gonna
Yeah,
blow it up.
but that was actually I was wanted to ask: do they even have a first round pick this year, or is that still part of the trade package from Russ?
I think that's I don't think they have it this year. I think this is the last year of the deal where they don't get it.
I might take a look at that. All right,
You might
continue
have to
on. I'm
look
gonna
it
take
up.
see what they got.
You go look it up.
All right.
And then but I think the biggest thing is now we're gonna kind of let's transition while Joe's Googling right now. We're gonna look into this week, and we're gonna put in a little bit of a friendly wager before we play a little bit of a game. Um, talk some Washington. Actually, no, we'll do the game now. I think we're gonna switch it up. We'll do the game now. Um, Joe was very proud of his stats game that we played. Would you rather? He texted me today and said I had better have a better game than what he had. So I'm gonna share my screen here,
Okay,
and
so
we're
the
gonna play
Broncos
a
do
little.
have their own pick.
They do or do not.
They do, yes.
Okay, let's see if I can find it here. Here we go. Joe, can you see my screen, my friend?
Ah, a little trivia Jeopardy. I like this. All right now,
Welcome to
buddy.
NFL Trivia Jeopardy. Did I pull this off of someone else? You're goddamn right I did. But it looks cool, and I didn't have to put in the effort that Joe had to. So with his yellow little blank space he had on for everything to cover it up.
Shout out
All
to
right.
Sports Tech, shout out to
I
Sports
do
Tech.
know I did have to go through the questions to make sure this was made last week. So this is a week behind based off of some of the questions. So just
Okay.
as a heads up, just as a heads up. Joe, what's your category and what would you like to go for first?
I'm a big fan of the records. Let's go NFL records for 100.
NFL records for 100.
Yeah, we'll start out slow.
He kicked the longest field goal in NFL history in 2021.
Oh, Jesus, good one. 2021. Is it Justin Tucker?
It is Justin Tucker. It was the year he made the 66-yarder. Great job,
Let's
Joe.
go. Let's go. Do you know the questions? Are you gonna do it with me or no?
No, I'll do it with you. I do know
Oh,
some of
okay.
them. I did know that one because that was like the quick one that I clicked on to figure
Oh,
it
okay.
out.
All right. All right now. All right
All
now.
right, I'm gonna do NFL standings for two. Let's do 200. It's feeling the two undefeated teams right now. Oh, that's
Still the
easy.
same
It's got to
thing.
be the Philadelphia Eagles and the San Francisco 49ers, is it not?
That's correct.
Yeah, look at that.
There
Look at
you
that.
go.
And we got some points already. Good for us. I'm gonna put some points tally. I didn't mean to put yours out there, so you're supposed to get 100 points, but it's okay.
That's all
All
right.
right, what
That's
do you
all
got next?
right. Let's go NFL records for 200. We'll continue on.
I was feeling NFL records. The player with the
Played.
most Super Bowl rings.
Got to be the GOAT, right? Tom Brady?
It is Tom Brady. Look
All
at you
right.
go.
Yeah, all right
I'm
now.
not
All
gonna
right
lie,
now.
these questions I didn't know this question. That was pretty easy. All right, I'm gonna switch categories. I'm not gonna do this NFL records crap that you're doing. I'm gonna switch it up. Let's
Uh,
do NFL Super Bowls for. I'm feeling confident. 300. Team to win the first Super Bowl. That is the reason why it's called the Lombardi Trophy. That is the Green Bay Packers.
Green
Who
Bay
are? I'm sorry, I'm supposed to
Packers.
be answering this like it's Jeopardy.
Yeah,
Who
we're not
are the
asking for
Green
right.
Bay Packers?
There
We
you
got to put
go.
the who are and the who is in there.
Yeah, you got to put the who done.
We need like a dinger sound right now. Ding!
There you go.
Joe,
Are
to
they gonna
you.
they do
All
the
right.
Jeopardy music? Da-na-na. All right, let me go. We'll continue down the NFL records for three. I like this.
NFL records for three.
Yeah, we'll continue. Most
The
passing.
NFL player with the most passing yards in a single season. This is a tricky one.
I know. I got two names in my. I got two people in mind. Let me go. who is Drew Brees?
It is who is Peyton
Oh,
Manning?
damn, I thought it was Breeze. All right, that's on
You know,
me.
you can fact check that one if you want.
All right,
It was one of the
actually I
two.
thought, yeah, it's close, but okay, Manning makes sense. Probably was right, so
It's
that's
that
okay.
year that they got absolutely blitzed in the Super Bowl.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay, all right,
I think
that's
so.
on me. All right, see what we got.
All
What
right.
you going with?
Next up, I'm gonna go NFL playoffs for 200.
200.
The last, oh my God, there's no way I know this. The last time the New York Jets made the playoffs.
You
Oh
tell
my
me it,
God.
and then I'll say my answer after. How about that?
Oh,
Because
I got
you're
it.
gonna be
It's
guessing.
got to be the last time the Sanchez was playing, right? Oh my God.
Maybe.
What is 2009?
I think I'm gonna go with 12.
2010. We both got that
Ooh,
wrong.
you're both wrong. All right,
You
all
know what?
right.
This is why I don't like New York sports right here because they ask me questions that they're not relevant. That just showcases the Jets haven't been relevant for 14 years right there.
That's funny.
All right,
All
you're up.
right, let me get NFL teams for 200. Check out this thing over
NFL
here.
teams for 200.
Yeah.
How many teams are in the NFL?
Well, Blaine, what is 32?
What is 32? Great job.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, I'll stay on the NFL teams. Let's go NFL teams for, I'll go 100. I'll play it safe.
Ah,
The amount of teams in each conference. What a typo. What a typo. Conference. Conference.
what an idiot made this, huh?
That would be what is 16.
There you
All
go. There you go.
right, you're up.
All right, let's go back to the NFL records for four. We're gonna get this wrong,
NFL,
probably.
he's feeling the NFL records. The NFL player with the most touchdowns ever in a single career.
I assume this is not passing, correct? Or it
I
is?
don't think, I think this is not a quarterback.
We sure about that?
You can
Okay,
cover
look,
your
how
eyes and
about
I can
this?
validate.
No, no, how about this? I'll give them both, I think, and then we'll base it on that.
All right,
So
go ahead.
if it's quarterback, it's Brady. If it's I'm pretty sure if it's non-quarterback, it's Jerry Rice, right?
Who is Jerry Rice?
All
So
right,
they
there you
went based off of no quarterback.
All right, yeah, that would help with a little clarification there, but that's okay. I got it.
Good. You're just so intelligent. Your football knowledge is through the roof, Joseph. Okay. I'm gonna
Today.
go.
All right, no, I
I'm
ain't gonna
gonna
say what
go
I said
NFL
today.
standings for four. Shut up.
No, no, no. I had something I was gonna say, but I'm not gonna bring that up. This is a PG-13 podcast here. So go ahead.
NFL standings for 400. The two teams to never win a game in a single season. That would be the Detroit Lions. Oh my God, who's the other team? Oh, Cleveland Browns. No, right? Shit.
Think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. I
I
thought it
only
meant
remember the
right
Cleveland
now.
Browns because I was on the RG3 train during that year.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Yikes. Yikes.
All
All
right,
right, Glenn,
you're
we're
up
gonna go for
again.
the big 500 here. NFL record 500. Continue on.
NFL records for 500. The two teams with the most Super Bowl wins.
So we're gonna go with the
I think I know
Patriots.
this one.
And it's gotta be the Steelers, right?
Patriots and Steelers.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm pretty good with the records. 4 out of 5, eh?
All right, here we go. NFL standings for 500. The three teams who went undefeated in a single season. New England Patriots, the Miami Dolphins. Crap, I have no idea who the third team is. Do you know the third team?
uh I know Miami's right, and I know the
No, the Patriots are
Patriots are
right.
right. Uh
I have no idea who the third team is.
yeah, I'm drawing a blank on this one, my friend. It's gonna hit me bad.
I'm gonna have to hit just. I'm gonna say the Packers is the third team when it was earlier in the early Packers.
Was it Namath?
The
Bears.
Chicago Bears. See, I
Oh, that
was
was
my
way before
see,
our time.
my history ain't that good right there.
No, no. Buddy, we're
The
almost 100
Chicago
years away from that.
the Chicago Bears twice. How many games did they play in at that point? Only four?
7. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. But I don't know. Yeah, not good. Um,
All right, you're up.
let's go NFL teams for 300.
NFL teams for 300. What year did the Minnesota Vikings debut? That's not a 300 question. I can only imagine what the other two are. I have no idea. You better just throw
Nine,
a year out there.
1972.
Yeah, I think it's later than that. I'm gonna go 1986.
I did like that number two. I was thinking as well. Oh,
19. Wow,
61.
they've been good for Minnesota. Good for them. I could have never guessed they were in the NFL for that long.
Wow. All right, now keep it moving then.
1961. All right. NFL standings for 100. Minnesota Vikings current record. They're 1-4, but this was last week, so I'm saying 1-3.
Hey, there you go. Big
Hey,
Minnesota
hey,
Vikings
I'm on
fans
the
here.
board after missing 3 in a row. All
All
right,
right,
you're up.
let's
We got about
do.
10 more.
We gotta give an easy one here. A little NFL Super Bowls. Hunter,
The total number of Super Bowls. Ooh, what year are we on?
hold on. No, no, no. I gotta think of it like this. How old am I? 57. There's been 57 Super
Yeah,
Bowls.
I even have better logic than that. 57's right, but my logic is that my dad was born the year of the first Super Bowl, so his
Yeah,
age is the year of the Super Bowls.
yeah. So no, my logic is my dad, but I'm 27. So if I add 30, which is his age, that's what it is. So that's what I do.
Okay, there you go. Nice.
So different logic, but
All
I
right,
like it.
NFL playoffs for 100.
Not right.
The team, the Green Bay Packers, lost you 4 times in the playoffs in the last decade. That is the San Francisco 49ers.
Wow, that was pretty quick. I
Yo,
think
that
about
was
that
a
one for a minute.
jab right there, right at
Wow.
Aaron Rodgers in his heart. This guy
Um,
definitely is like a Vikings fan because I think there's no way there's this many NFC North questions.
let's go NFL Super Bowls for 200.
NFL Super Bowls for 200. How many Super Bowl wins does Patrick Mahomes have?
Two.
That is correct.
What is? I'm sorry. What is two?
What is two? NFL standings for 300. Finish this one
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
Yeah, this guy's
big,
definitely a Vikings
big
fan.
Vikings fan here.
Minnesota Vikings best record. I couldn't freaking tell you. 13
Ever?
and 3.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
what I
go
would say.
13 and
13 and
3.
3. Oh, wait, was it 14 and 3? Literally last year.
Did they go 14 and 3 last year?
I could have sworn yes.
15 and 1. What year was that?
Look it up. Hold on.
That's got to be like in the late 80s, early 90s or something.
1998.
Wow. I'm uncultured.
You
I
want
was
to
2 years
hear?
old. I couldn't tell you.
They drafted Randy Moss that year.
Ah, that was his rookie year when he took the world by storm.
Yep, yep, yep.
Two. All right, I think we got 7 more. Yeah.
All right, let's go NFL playoffs 300.
The team with the most NFL playoff wins. This is different than Super Bowls.
I'm still gonna go kind of similar down the line. I'm gonna go with the Patriots, or not the Patriots. I'm sorry, Steelers. Oh, it was the Patriots. I was actually gonna go with Steelers, but I will tell you,
You got it.
gladly take the
I'll
Patriots.
give it to you. I'll give you partial credit. I gave you the
Yeah,
answer before you changed your mind. You're welcome.
that's all right. All right, I'll take it.
um, NFL Super Bowls for 400. NFL player to have played in 3 Super Bowls and scored multiple touchdowns in those games, but never to win Super Bowl MVP. I'm trying to think who was it. I think it's was Jerry Rice was never an MVP, was he? I don't think so because Montana was a Super Bowl MVP and Steve Young was the other one. I'm gonna go Jerry Rice. Let's
Franco.
go.
All right, there you go.
I actually felt very smart there for a second.
Yeah, way to
All
pull it
right,
out.
you're up.
NFL teams for 400. Oh, I just thought it was
NFL
just
teams for
Vikings
400.
questions again.
Oldest team in NFL history.
It,
I feel like I want to say the Minnesota Vikings, but I know that's not right.
um, is it not the Packers? Green Bay?
Wow, the Arizona Cardinals. I would have never have guessed that. They relocated though. What were they before Arizona?
Your guess is
I
as good
couldn't
as
tell you.
mine. That's a
Couldn't
good
tell
one.
you.
I like that.
It's
I hope that's right.
NFL playoffs for 400. The NFL team to have the most division titles. It's got to be the New England Patriots, right? No.
Yeah, just keep going with the trend.
I'm gonna say the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll flip it.
All right.
Yeah, what a great switcheroo at the
Look
last
at this
second.
guy. Wow. I love it.
There we go. All right, 3 more. We're almost there. We're down to the
Uh,
big money here. A lot of
yeah, I
money
want
on
to
the line.
save NFL Super Bowls 500.
The 4 NFL teams who have never played in the Super Bowl. I can name 2 off.
Lions. Lions
Yeah,
have never
Lions are
played
playing.
in it. I think the Browns have never played in it. All right, so like, do the Texans count?
I feel like, I mean, I'm thinking Houston as well. I feel like the Houston Texans have to count, right? Because I'm
Okay.
thinking now expansion teams, right? So
Yep.
there's,
And
that's 3.
think, I think, is it Jacksonville?
All right, let's see. Wow, look at you. Look at you go. What a killer. Who are the Cleveland Browns, Detroit Lions, Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Houston Texans?
Let's
Big
go.
money over here.
Absolutely loved it.
All right, NFL playoffs, 500. The NFL team to have played in the most playoff games.
Arizona Cardinals.
It's got to be the Patriots and Steelers, I think, right? Right. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna roll with the Steelers again. I'm feeling confident. The Dallas Cowboys. I would have gotten that wrong.
The Cowgirls. Look at them.
As a team that can't win a playoff game since the '90s, and now they're still playing the most. Good for them. Actually, they won a
Shot.
playoff game last year. I can't say that, but
What a shot. All right,
all
let's
right, here
finish
we
it
go,
off.
Joe. The
NFL
last
teams.
one.
Let's work together here. Let's work together here, all right?
All right, the youngest team in NFL history. So, what do you define by young? Right? Is that based off of expansion?
Eight.
Then
Yeah, no, I assume eight.
is that got to be? It's got to be Houston, right?
Uh, I have
I'm
no
thinking
idea.
Houston or Jacksonville. I
What
would say the
I don't know what
Texans.
like so what no. Like youngest team, does it mean like age of players on the team or youngest team in the NFL history that's like
Based off of the
youngest
questions, I'm thinking it's based off of when they've been entered into the league.
oh then yeah, I think it's the hold up. Hold up now. Is if you relocate, does that count?
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Because this
Because
is
technically that'd be Vegas.
yeah. So let's put a couple answers out there, and then we'll kind of see what they're saying. So relocation's Vegas, right? But expansion team is going to be the
Houston.
Texans.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. We ready?
Yeah. Sounds both of them. Pissed. All
Houston
right.
Texans.
All
Look at
right.
us.
All right now. All right now.
All
Okay.
right now.
I like that.
That was NFL Trivia Jeopardy, presented by Jeopardy Labs.
Did you create
Stop
that?
the share.
Who created that?
Who
That was
created
great
that?
stuff.
I can find out. Hold
Oh,
on,
yeah.
let's
I
see.
thought you created it.
No way I didn't create it.
This guy gets off. He's off for a week, and you don't got time to create it. Jesus, I'm sorry, people.
I
I'm out
told you
here.
I didn't create it. I said that at the beginning. You obviously weren't listening. I said I stole it off of someone else. You know what? Shout out to you, buddy. You're a diehard Vikings fan. I am sorry for you. You're in for a rough year. Trade
We'll
Kirk
invite him back.
Cousins.
We'll invite
Trade
him
Kirk
back. We'll
Cousins.
invite him onto the podcast. Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that was
do we
good
want to
stuff.
wait? We're wrapping up for today. Do we want to wager our game? Do we want to make a little friendly wager on our game?
Yeah. What you want to do?
What are you thinking?
Well, I know I can do this. I don't think you can because you don't have a Falcons jersey. But the next time whoever we do the podcast has to wear the opponent's jersey on here. I'm cool
Do
with
you
that.
have a
But I
Washington? You already have a Washington jersey?
yes,
Who do you have?
Mr. Lip himself, Robert Griffin III.
Ugh, love me some RG3.
Facts.
You know, I accept your terms.
All
I will
right now.
figure it out. AK, I'm gonna have to
Figure
do
it
the
out.
same. AK, I'm gonna have to go to lids again, like I did when I lost to frickin' Marcus for that frickin' Cowboys frickin' take. When Tom Brady,
I'm
I
for
still every time will still pick you. But shout out to Go Talk with Marcus. Shout out. All right,
yeah.
friendly wager. Losers got to wear the other team's jersey on the pod. I agree to
I'm in
those
for it.
terms. I will put
I'm
my
in
hand
for it.
out and virtually shake.
Nah, sounds good. Yeah, looking ahead to this week, we got Thursday night AFC West rivalry between the Broncos and Chiefs. Chiefs looking like they're gonna dominate that one.
Chiefs.
Should
These
come out
primetime
there.
games have been duds.
Is the Ravens and Titans game? Where's that at? Because that's a
Yeah,
nine
that's in
thirty.
London. That's in London.
Is it London or Germany?
I think that one's. I think it's another London one. Hold on. I can.
Okay.
I can. I can figure that out right now.
All right, we
Let's
got
see.
a couple little games here and there. Panthers, Dolphins, Saints,
Nope, London. They're in
Texans.
London.
London again. Okay. Falcons, Commanders, AFC South rival Colts, Jags. Seattle Bengals going to be hopefully maybe a good one there, as well. And
Read
then
out. Take the over. Take the over.
um 4 o'clock games. They're okay. Pats,
Lions
Raiders.
Bucks. Lion Bucks will be intriguing.
Yeah, I think that's the big one for me. Lions, Bucks. I like that game a lot. Gonna be a good game to watch. And Eagles Jets had the hype if Aaron Rodgers is healthy. He's not. Eagles gonna blow him out of the water. Um, yeah, as
Sorry,
well.
Sunday Night Football. You're gonna get another blowout.
Giants are gonna put up a fight.
You
They're gonna
think
put up
so?
a fight. Yeah,
No
they're gonna.
way.
They're
No
back
way.
severely
Yo,
against the
I'm
wall.
in. Yo, in Buffalo. Yo, take the Buffalo 14. Yo,
Wow.
Buffalo just lost in London. They're gonna come back pissed.
All right. Monday night Cowboys Chargers. Chargers are gonna
Hey,
beat up on them.
hey, Kellen Moore revenge game.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Kellen
sir.
Moore revenge. You got to find every little nitpicky thing to pull out right there. Kellen Moore revenge game. They're gonna torch. He's gonna torch the Cowboys D.
Eckler comes back healthy. Herbert, 2 weeks now off with a broken finger. He's gonna come back feeling good. He'll be ready to rock. That team's gonna be flying all around the field. However, it's gonna be high scoring, so it's actually gonna be fun to watch. I'm hoping.
It better be after last night's freaking game. Oh my lordy, that Raiders Packers game. It was hard to keep it on my eyes on the TV.
Yeah, I was focused on the fighting Phillies game last night.
Yo, your Phils choked last night.
Okay,
But like you said, it's going back to Philly. It's going back to Philly. It's over.
let me tell you something. We're gonna end it off at this point, and because we're not talking much baseball, we're trying to keep quiet about the baseball talk.
Until your Phillies are in the World Series, and then that's all we'll talk about for an entire show.
I cannot accept nor deny.
Licks his chops like, hey, you don't have to expose me like that.
But the Phillies had to only take one in Atlanta. They did that in game one. Would it
Yep.
have been nice to get two? Absolutely.
Had two on the ropes.
But you're coming back to a different beast at Citizens Bank Park. That's all I'm going to say.
Yo,
You're
that
coming back.
I'm not gonna lie though. That wild card series, that place was electric. Like
Yeah.
that was just different.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Just telling you. Electric. You got chills down the back of your spine.
well, I
Spencer
mean,
Strider's mustache is going to start separating apart because it's scared off his face. Dude, he's gone. He's gone. That
that's
Braves
so
are
funny.
done. They're going to be doing the chop sign the entire time while he's on the mound. It's going to be incredible. You're going to watch the antics that these Philadelphia fans do. I will say. Now, are we bad? No. But do we mess with the other team? Absolutely. And
Absolutely.
as always, folks, it was a pleasure talking. We'll be back on next week. Hopefully, Blaine's wearing a Falcons jersey at that
Hey,
point.
I won't hate if I have to put on a Bijan Robinson jersey.
Actually, that's
I
not a
won't hate.
bad buy. That's not a bad
That's
buy
not
right
a
there.
bad buy.
That would be considered a good investment, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you come and tune back in next week for another episode here on the Final Whistle. As always, folks, talk to you later.